Good morning. So, I'm about to exercise, right? And I have a video in my mind that I want to do, and I wanted to mark the points in the books, right? So I can read them to you. So you know. I mean, you probably already do know, but it'll have you understand it on a deeper level. I'm the type of person who puts my money where my mouth is type shit, like my energy and time into the things that I value. And one thing has been irking the shit out of me, right? Because you see this a lot on social media and society, and I want to address it because I think it's the wrong direction, right? I think people promote this without obviously saying they promote it. It's just the words that they use and what they demonstrate, right? So before I go to exercise, I was skimming through, looking for the certain passage, for the certain word, and I'll tell you the word, in the next video, the video that I make it. Good morning. And I was reading The Power of Now, skimming through that because I know he talks about it, because I really want to hit home with this point, okay, that I'm going to make, and I'm going to use a lot of different examples. And I'm not shitting on anyone who does this, right? I want to make that point. I just feel like our time and energy should be used to promote unity and oneness, not separation. And a lot of people unconsciously promote separation through judgment, right? That's the word, judgment. Okay. So, in this video, I want to read this passage because a lot of people in the spiritual community want to say they're enlightened and I'm above that type of shit, I'm enlightened. I don't stress and worry, I'm enlightened. I don't care, I'm enlightened, Okay, cool. And that's not exactly true, but I'll let you have that. I'll let you think that. I don't sit and argue with people. Right? But that presence of true enlightenment is not egoic. It's the presence. Enlightened people don't have to say that they are, right? And I don't even say that I am, even though like I don't say that I am, because I know there's more to experience. And I want to keep that open. I literally want to keep that open, because we're here for a reason. We're here for a purpose. We're here to enjoy life and have that presence, have that peace and that bliss underneath it all. But I know that there's abilities that I play around with that I dive deeper into, and like healing, like not creating portals, but anyways, I'm not gonna get on that. But there's psychic abilities, there's like supernatural, magical abilities that you can explore and do and work on, you know? And I make this point in my book. I mean, I don't directly make the point in my book, but there's people with supernatural abilities in my book, and they're excuse me, my throat for some reason is not doing right. But some characters in my book have what is perceived as supernatural abilities, okay? And it's not superhuman abilities, it's natural abilities that we can do as a spiritual being in a human vessel, right? And it's fucking amazing. It's amazing. And if you have no hope for the future, then fucking read my book, because I promise you it will help. If you just feel hopeless, if you want a laugh, if you want entertainment, if you are interested in reading a book that doesn't fucking suck, and that will help you mentally and spiritually, it'll definitely fucking help you. And I absolutely love it. Took me 2 years to write it. It took me like a year to edit it because life. I was not expecting that, right? And there's shit in life, even after you do energy work, that like pops up, you know? So anyways, I fucking love my book, and I know you will too. I know you will too. I'm very proud of it. Right? So supernatural abilities, I don't know why I didn't mark this to begin with. Supernatural abilities are actually very natural. It's just in this society, people deem it as impossible and improbable, and they don't actually move energy and work with energy. I mean, they are now. The spiritual community like took off, and but I'm still seeing people unconsciously promote separation. And that bothers me. That like irks me. like irks my soul because I know that we're all one, we're all connected. Yes, we're in an individual human form, but we're still all one. And we didn't come here to be against each other, you know? So, there's a point that he makes, which I wanted to read to you. I love this is The Power of Now. And it's about enlightenment. I love the Buddha's simple definition of enlightenment as the end of suffering. There is nothing superhuman in that, is there? Of course, as a definition, it is incomplete. It only tells you what enlightenment is not. No suffering. But what's left behind when there's no more suffering? The Buddha is silent on that. His silence implies that you'll have to find out for yourself. He uses a negative definition so the mind cannot make it into something to believe in or in a superhuman accomplishment, a goal that is impossible for you to obtain. Despite this precaution, the majority of Buddhists still believe that enlightenment is for the Buddha. Not for them, at least not in this lifetime. Everyone has access to peace right here and right now. The end of your suffering. Beneath your mind, beneath your thoughts, beneath the chaos that you've permitted to bombard you. When you create space between all of that and your presence and yourself and like who you actually are, not who you think you are, there's peace right there. There's happiness right there. There's fulfillment right there. And of course, you're still gonna have things to strive for, right? But once you sit with that peace, that inner stillness, you use your mind in a different kind of way. And I used to I don't know even how to say that. I've had a shitty fucking childhood, right? I had a shitty childhood and a lot of my life was shit, and that was the one thing that I wanted out of life, right? Was to actually be able to enjoy life. Because, you know, after I died, when I was resuscitated, like I knew that was why we're here. So I was like a preteen whenever that happened. And then I set out on like a mission to be happy, to like figure out how the fuck to be happy. And if someone just told me that it's available to you at any time, and meditating does help. I was meditating years ago, and now I do it throughout the day. Meditating with the intention to not have any thoughts, not have energy being sent out, and being present with myself and allowing my energy to regenerate and rejuvenate, you know, my vessel and keep that. And I do move energy a lot. And even healing techniques, I do those too. Not as much as I like move energy, but I do healing techniques like a few times a week. But the reason why I wanted to read that is because for someone like me who had people always say like that inner child spark happiness, joy in life, whatever. I knew from an early age that I was reincarnated, right? So I was a very serious child, and I don't even remember going balls to the wall and like playing like that, you know? I'm a very old soul, and for someone like me who has experienced that, who has experienced many lifetimes, and the fact that I remember a lot of like this recent past life, but I do remember bits and pieces from the ones before that too. And I haven't done like any past life, whatever they call it, remembrance or whatever. I haven't done that yet. I do want to, slightly. Because I already know. I don't want to scare the person that, you know, I don't know how that works. But anyways, for someone like me, because I know I didn't have a lot of moments of peace in my past lifetime, right? In this recent past one. I'm trying to like find the words to explain this. And I grew up like not even knowing if I was gonna make it to age 16, right? Like I thought I was gonna die before them. And I mean, technically I did, but I was resuscitated, so that doesn't count, you know? I thought I was gonna be gone forever before 16. Well, not like forever, but you know, this body. So, for someone like me who has remembered a lot of their past life and who eventually found out through like a shitty experience that we're here to be happy, to experience life to the fullness, to, you know, going from that, like adventuring out to find happiness, you know, to where I am now, and having that stillness, that inner peace, that presence, which I've always felt was there. I just didn't see it as peaceful. I saw it as the calm in the midst of chaos, actually. I saw it as that's the simplest I can say that, honestly. I saw it as the calm that calming presence, awareness, like that I've had a lot of times, okay? So I just didn't see it as peace. I didn't feel peace when I felt the calmness. Because peace to me feels like the opposite of stress, you know? Feels that not chaotic. It feels a lot, I mean, really not a lot like bliss, because I do experience bliss too. But I never experienced that as a child. I never experienced that as a child. And come to think of it, like, I think there was only one time in my past life where I experienced like the moment of happiness and mind-blowing bliss, you know? Which I experience that now a lot. And to me, that is magical, because the calm that I experienced, the presence that I experienced, that was more like a deadly warrior calm in the midst of war, right? That's what I've experienced time and time again in my childhood, because circumstances, you know, that like I've had to defend myself. So it didn't feel like peace, but I felt that calm presence within me, you know. So to me, I know it's natural now. You know, I know it's not superhuman. I know it's not magical, but to me, it is magical. I've experienced so much, to me, that is magical. And for someone like me, I prefer to see the world as magical. I prefer to label it as magical, to label it as infinite possibilities. I don't want to put like a shitty label, a limiting label on the world and the universe and people, right? I want people to feel that they are powerful and magical, and going from all of that, you know, to now, it is magical to me. Having moment by moment awareness and presence, and seeing the beauty in the world, seeing the magic in the world, seeing the rainbow, like the light rays, the color spectrum, the light rays, and the more present you are, the more like details you pick up, the more things like come to life, because you're so present in that moment. Like when I shower, I like to look at the water and be very present, you know, but the water just looks like it's magical water. And I know it sounds crazy, but the more present you are, the more life reveals its magic to you. And I don't care if people don't. It's normal. It's normal, right? That is normal. The shit that I've like yes, that's why we need to change what's normal, because trauma and bullshit is normal, right? Trauma is normal. But so is magic. So is having amazing experiences. Because life isn't just a series of trauma moments. Life can be a series of magical moments. Like now, if something happens, like say something happens, I'm like, fuck, you know? It doesn't ruin my whole day. It's just that moment, I either surrender it, you know, or I handle it. And I don't put like any mental suffering and mental worry onto that subject. And sometimes I box and run and like I get the dense energy out. It really kind of depends on the situation, how it feels, and what label I'm putting on it. Because your perception and the label that you give something does matter. And I want to make that point in my next video. Us labeling things really does matter. Us judging things does matter. So, I truly know this helped you. Even if you have to watch it over again, I know my life would have been different if someone told me that as a child. And that's something that I'm going to teach my children too. Especially my oldest one, because she's stubborn and she's a fighter like me for sure. She got that. So I'm gonna put her in like a boxing class or something, because I don't really like mixed martial arts. And I have a reason for that too, but that's just my preference. That's funny because my kids call me a ninja whenever they see me box. It's like the greatest compliment. Even though I know they're a child, you know, but it's the greatest. So, I know this was long to make the point, but I wanted to really make that point of you can end your suffering. You can end those cycles, those patterns. It is within you. There's nothing to venture out, because I thought you had to go out and find happiness whenever I was a kid, right? A preteen, you know? There's nothing to go out. It's go within. It's not allow your thoughts to fuck with you. It's not you versus you, it's you and you. You and you need to work together. Y'all need to figure it the fuck out, okay? Yes. And that's really helped me. That's really helped me. Not me versus me, but me and me. And one of those yous can move aside so you can have peace, have the inner stillness, have no thoughts, just be with yourself. And I know if that doesn't make sense now, it will. So, good morning. I hope you're enjoying your morning, and let me know in the comments below what helped you. You can even share your experiences if you want to. I'm gonna go exercise and jam out to music and shower. Probably like do a hair mask and face mask, because I like to do that once a week. But I know this helps. I know it helps. So good morning. Happy Saturday. See the magical moments, because there are many. You just have to perceive them. My favorite one is the sun rising. In the sunrise, you can see the light spectrum. It doesn't hurt your eyes when the sun rises and when the sun sets, but it's amazing and magical to me, and I love it. I've always loved the sun. Let me know what your magical moments are that you love. Let me know. I'm really interested. I'll talk to y'all later.